The night the doctor told me my son might not make it, the world around me went silent. The sound of the heart monitor faded, and all I could hear was my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. My boy, my only child, was lying in a hospital bed, pale as the sheets, fighting for his life. I had no husband, no savings, no one to lean on. Just him. My Ethan. And I swore that no matter what it took, I would save him. When Ethan was diagnosed with leukemia at just 12 years old, it felt like the earth crumbled beneath me. The doctor's voice was calm but cold. It's treatable, but the road will be long. Expensive. Those words, expensive, echoed in my mind. I didn't have much. I worked at a local diner, saving every penny to one day open a small bakery. But that dream vanished the moment I saw my boy's frail body covered in tubes. I sold my jewelry, my car, and finally, my bakery savings. Still, it wasn't enough. So I did what any desperate mother would do, I begged. I asked friends, neighbors, even strangers for help. I took night shifts cleaning offices just to pay for another round of chemotherapy. There were nights when I'd fall asleep in a hospital chair, holding Ethan's hand, praying under my breath. Please, God, don't take my boy. And somehow, those prayers worked. After years of pain, exhaustion, and countless tears, Ethan's cancer went into remission. When the doctor finally said, "He's going to make it," I collapsed, sobbing in gratitude. My boy was alive. I had kept my promise. Life slowly returned to normal. I picked up shifts again, rebuilt our home, and even planted a small garden outside, Ethan's favorite place to sit and read. He grew into a strong, confident young man. He finished college, got a high-paying job, and moved into the city. I was proud, so proud. Every time I looked at him, I remembered that hospital bed, those nights of prayer, and the price I had paid. But the love in his eyes, it started to fade. He called less, visited rarely, and when he did, he seemed distant. One Sunday, he came to visit, dressed sharply in a designer suit. He barely looked around before saying, "Mom, you shouldn't be living here alone. This house is too much for you." I smiled, brushing flour from my apron. "Ethan, I'm fine. This house has everything I love, memories, your laughter, our struggles. I don't need anything else." He sighed and nodded, but there was something behind his eyes that unsettled me. A year later, I started forgetting things. My body was slowing down. Ethan noticed, or maybe someone told him. One day, he showed up with a folder of papers and that same polished smile. "Mom," he said kindly, "I just need you to sign these so I can manage things for you. Bills, taxes, your medical stuff. It'll make life easier for you." I hesitated, but he was my son. The boy I nearly died to save. Why wouldn't I trust him? So I signed. What I didn't know was that I had just signed my house, my home, over to him. It wasn't long before he came back, this time with news that crushed me completely. "Mom," he began, avoiding my eyes, "I've arranged a place for you. It's a really nice nursing home. You'll be comfortable there." I stared at him in disbelief. "A nursing home? Ethan, what are you talking about?" He shifted uncomfortably. "Mom, you can't live here alone anymore. I already sold the house. You'll have better care there." My legs nearly gave out. "You sold it?" He looked annoyed. "It's for your own good." "For my own good?" I whispered. "I gave up my life to save yours. And this is how you repay me?" He turned away. "I'm sorry, Mom. This is the right thing." And just like that, my world collapsed, again. A week later, I stood on the front porch for the last time, clutching a small suitcase. The house I had built with my love, my sacrifice, was no longer mine. Ethan's car idled at the curb as movers carried out the last box. When we reached the nursing home, the staff was kind, but the air was heavy, filled with stories of abandonment. I sat in my room, staring out the window, holding an old photo of Ethan when he was bald and weak, smiling through his pain. "I saved you," I whispered. "And now, you've forgotten me." Ethan didn't visit. Weeks passed, then months. I heard he had bought a luxury apartment with his girlfriend. My calls went unanswered. I cried, prayed, and then slowly stopped hoping. But one day, a young nurse named Clara sat beside me. She listened to my story and said, "You gave your son life, but don't let him take your spirit too. You still have love to give." Her words changed something inside me. I started helping others, reading to the lonely, knitting scarves, tending to the small garden behind the nursing home. Somehow, in giving again, I began to heal. 2 years later, a letter came. The handwriting was shaky but familiar. "Mom, I don't deserve forgiveness. The woman I loved left me. She said she couldn't be with someone who abandoned his own mother. I lost my job, my money, everything. I went to the house. It's empty now." I sat on the steps where we used to laugh, and I realized what I'd done. "I'm sorry, Mom. I was blinded by pride and greed. Please, let me see you." I sat there for a long time, the letter trembling in my hands, tears streaming down my face. He had finally understood. When Ethan walked through the nursing home doors a week later, he looked broken, thinner, older, regret etched into his face. He fell to his knees before me. "Mom," he said through tears, "I don't deserve you." I placed my wrinkled hand on his cheek and whispered, "You don't have to deserve love, Ethan. You just have to remember it." From that day forward, he visited often. He fixed things around the home, helped other residents, and slowly, I saw the boy I once knew. The one who used to hold my hand and say, "I'll never leave you, Mom." We never got the house back. But in its place, we built something better, forgiveness, and a second chance. Because a mother's love doesn't end when her heart breaks. It only grows stronger, enough to heal the very one who shattered it.